Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I have the LEGO Star Wars UCS Venator set number 75367 to share with you guys, retailing for $650 USD. Now here was a look at the Venator class Star Destroyer plaque, featuring the little Clone Wars 20 years anniversary sign, and the minifigures. Oh wait, the minifigures aren't there. That's a little awkward. No, it's not, because I've decided to build for the set here an interior, which is exactly where those minifigures are hiding. So without further ado, let's take a look at the interior that I've built for this and see what it has to offer. Right off the bat though, I wasn't able to fit anything at the very front triangular part of the Venator. From the inside, I can't really fit anything in there, so I've decided to just keep it as is because it was very fragile. So here's a look at what I've done on this side of the Venator. All you have to do is basically pull this entire section off through the ball joints, which is actually a connection that we have right here now that this panel is out of the way. Here is a look at the interior that I was able to fit in the ship. Now here's a side-by-side of an interior versus no interior, what we originally had. We've got Captain Rex right there standing in the middle of the hallway, which I've decided to use a dark red color for. And if I were to just zoom in here, we have the Republic logo and the little micro-scale Republic gunship that they've included. I've decided to make it as a little side build type of diorama piece toy that the troopers are able to play with. I know it's a little cross-reference of clone troopers, Lego clone troopers playing with a Lego set of their own. So there is the Republic gunship just hanging there on display. And behind we have a droid and two of the officers featuring Admiral Yularen and an officer that I've taken from the Obi-Wan Kenobi fight set. I just decided to include her there. I had to swap the hat out because it wasn't exactly Republic material, so yeah. And we have R2-D2 just hanging out. I'm really happy with the amount of things I was able to include in the interior on this side, and I'm really happy that the entire roof part of the Venator was able to fit on top of this nice and snug. So that was my major concern. So let's take a look at the actual structure of this interior segment and how it fits with everything. Structure-wise, this is actually how I've done it. I'll just remove this little section of the Venator to reveal the base plate that I've built for it. And now it is built out of an array of these triangular plates, other plates, square plates, rectangle plates, and all that to build a very sturdy little diorama scene of the Venator. Now, I believe on its own, this can actually work as a little diorama. It could have worked pretty well as a little promotion, if you will, for the Venator, like on the side. But unfortunately, we have those patches, which I'm not such a huge fan of. Anyway, this here is the interior that I have. The back looks like this. And the side simply has no wall, because I basically figured that the more natural looking it looks, the more better it'll be able to fit with the rest of the dynamic of the set. So putting everything back together, we can now take a look at the other side as well. So right here we have the other side of the Venator, which I actually had a funner time creating the interior for because it was like a duplicate of the other interior that I had with the same plating, because once I figured out the plating for one side, the other side was identical because the ship is symmetrical. So from the inside, let's take a look at the interior that I've cooked up. All right, so we have the interior. So let's take a closer look at everything that it has to offer. So right along this side, as you can see, we have ourselves the classic Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure to honor the Clone Wars, as much as I dislike the entire cartoony eyes era of LEGO Star Wars. But anyway, it was mandatory. I've done it for the Republic. And on this side, we have the walls that I've built up. Now, I'm really happy with the technique that I've decided to go with here, featuring these half-cylinder type tiles that align against the wall there, and this helmet. So there's this 501st helmet just hanging on the wall with this clone trooper right here who just needed a break off duty and is now about to actually put the helmet back on. I've decided to use this really cool hairpiece for him, so yeah. So this is essentially like a weapon wall with a gun, the helmet, and something else that anyone can add there. We also have the rest of the troopers just hanging out and having a good time. And on the floor, this is actually a cart that I've included with this little remote controller type thing. Same at the very back there. On this corner, we have once again the Republic logo on the wall and this little gateway type piece. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the interior for this side as well. I'm really happy that the minifigures actually have a place to hang out now, and it still lets the entire build remain stable. However, the build would have been completely unstable if I've decided to include an interior at the very front there. I think it just would have all fell apart and that would have been horrible, so I was like, in this case, less is more. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the interior design of the Venator. Before I wrap up the video, here's a look at both sides fully exposed. So we have this side right here and this side as well. Beforehand, we just had a bunch of Technic pins and pieces, and it was pretty barren, so yeah. Well guys, that pretty much brings a wrap to the video. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on my mod here, and if you think that the Venator is better off without an interior or with this mod of an interior design. So on that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye for now.